Hello everyone and welcome back to Recollection, where every game has a story. And yes, Recollection this time, not Backlog Tales. Still figuring out the name at that time, but now we got it under control, and yeah, I like Recollection better. But this time, we have something else to talk about from my past, and amusingly enough, it's handheld once again, but this one's a little different than Kirby or the Game Boy or anything like that, because for those of you who don't know, I went from the NES to the Genesis, and that's mainly because Sonic looked really cool. So I begged for a Genesis when I saw that system came out, and that's what I got, and never got an SNES because of that. It was a one console household, so got a Genesis, don't need an SNES. But that's for another time, other stories, because of that, I still had Game Boy, still played the handheld of Nintendo's, but I was also quite interested in what Sega was offering, and pulled out this bad boy, my old carrying case for my Game Gear. And for those of you who are not familiar, or have not seen a Game Gear before, sorry for the zipper sounds, it was basically a Sega Master System, which I didn't even know existed at the time, just in handheld form. It's an 8-bit system to go. It was actually in color, and it had impressive specs because of that. Seeing that in color and moving on really sold it and made it really cool back in the day. What I did not realize was how freaking big these things are. Like, my God, this is huge. It feels big in my hand, and I'm, a full-grown adult, and I held this as a kid. Now, what makes it even bigger, you might notice this little dongle sticking out the top. The other thing about the Game Gear is that it was notoriously rough on batteries. I think it took like 6 AA's, something like that. I can't tell because instead, I got a charger pack. we plugged this into the wall and charged it that way. It plugged into the battery slot, plugged into this, made it even bigger, but hey, it gave me some hand grips in the back there, and allowed me to have, a little bit more time with the Game Gear, or at least didn't have to go through endless hordes of batteries because this thing sucked it up like crazy. So yeah, talking about a Game Gear this time. Sorry for the preamble there, but the funny thing is I only had four games on the Game Gear ever. I never got more than 4. And one of them that I got was Sonic 2. Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. It also, apparently, I found out later, came out on the Master System. Let me get it out of its case there so you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. And for those of you in the know, this game's notorious. This game is so freaking hard. I enjoyed when I played. I would try again and again. But you notice what Sonic's doing on the cover here, right? Paragliding. Yeah, paragliding sucks. It is so rough to control. It is so easy to die. This game is brutal. It is so hard. I remember just trying again and again to have as many rings as I could in order to, beat it, get farther, because I'm like, I'm even as a kid, I'm like, I'm not this bad. I know how to play Sonic. I've beaten Sonic 2 on Genesis. Took me a few tries, but I got through Death Egg Robot and Silver Sonic in one go like you needed to without any rings. That's how they forced you to do it. And it took me some tries, but I did it. But I tried again and again and again, and I could not get past, I don't even know what level it is anymore. I think it was like the second or third. Overall, like I think I got through the first set and then could beat that first boss, because I think there was a minecart section. I remember you launching off and hitting the wall. It looks like you're about to fall into the lava, and then Eggman saves you out of nowhere so you can fight it like an antlion type boss. I remember that sequence. I don't know which world it was. And I managed and made it through and beat it, could get through that part. And then the hang gliding would come in. So I have really not seen a lot of this game. And I feel like that's a shame because there are, it's not like it's a bad game. It's just ridiculously hard for some reason. And it's also notorious for things that I found out later that I had no idea of. I believe, if I remember correctly, one of the big selling points of this game is like, it has right there, Sonic Tails. I'm like, oh, cool, Tails is in here. I love Tails. Don't play as Tails. Can't play as Tails in this one. And the only reason Tails seems to be in here is because he serves as the bad ending. It is heavily implied if you don't get all the Chaos Emeralds in this game. And again, I only found this out after the fact. Sonic beats Eggman and looks up into the sky and sees Tails' outline in the stars, heavily implying Tails died. So that's dark, especially since ostensibly if people are trying to make a chronology of these games, Sonic 2 Game Gear apparently takes place before Sonic 2 Genesis. Very odd, very, very odd. And it's just one of those things, like I couldn't believe how different it felt. And that's the thing. It's not like I don't like Sonic on Game Gear. And I don't know if when I'll get a chance to talk about them. But two of my other games on Game Gear, I should say, were Sonic Chaos and Sonic Triple Trouble. Love both of them. Beat both of them multiple times. Of course, they are much easier games. And it's like, I don't know what was going on that I was having so much trouble with Sonic 2. And I was kind of a relief later on when I found out, yeah, that's everybody. Everybody has trouble with that one. For those curious, I'll probably never talk about this game because who would? My last game that I had on the Game Gear was Taz and Escape from Mars. Hold on, let me pull it out here. Hold on. There we go. Taz Escape from Mars, because I had quite a few Looney Tunes games. Tasmania, I think, was actually pretty good on the Genesis. Never beat that either. Never beat this, because, again, really tough. Very maze-like levels from what I remember. But I love Taz. I love Marvin the Martian. But I don't have any full story to tell about that one. It's just sort of wrapped into the Game Gear aspect. I don't know. I wanted to talk about Sonic 2 Game Gear because I was thinking to those handheld games and Sonic in general, and this is really early on. I think it was like my third or fourth Sonic game that I ever played, and I still enjoyed the character. Obviously, I think I just could not beat that game, and I don't even know if I could do it nowadays. I have not tried playing Sonic 2 in a while. I've never got any of the collections that included Sonic 2, like the I think it was the Gems Collection Plus. Or even if you got Sonic Adventure on GameCube, you can unlock all the Game Gear games. Never did that. So I've never revisited Sonic 2. Maybe I should someday check it out, see if I can get past that hurdle. But as it is right now, that game is rough. I have such a hard time. And yet it sticks out because of that. It sticks out because it's one of those games, and there's many games like that in my childhood, and probably a lot of other people's childhoods, where you just knock your head against that wall, trying to beat it, trying to overcome that wall. Can't do it. And this was one of mine. This is one of those whales that I just could not do it. It's not because I couldn't collect everything. I don't even remember how you get all the Chaos Emeralds in this game. But I just could not get through that hang gliding and all the other really tough things. Like, I might have gotten past the hang gliding once or twice, but I was always out of lives by that point, and I was not prepared for anything that came afterwards, so I was just in trouble. So, yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say about Sonic 2 on Game Gear. I just thought it was kind of fun to pull out the Game Gear itself, kind of show it off, how big it was. It is kind of also funny just how tiny the screen is in retrospective. I think it was still bigger than the Game Boy. And again, it was color, so it was easy to see in the dark and didn't have to cozy up the lights or anything like that. But, yeah. Just a little trip down memory lane for that one, and I think that about covers it for all my memories of Sonic 2 on Game Gear. But thank you once again for watching, checking out Recollection. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and support us in any way you can, whether it's through our Patreon or just ringing the bell. It's all appreciated. It's nice to have an avenue to have a recollection. So thank you all so much for watching, and of course we'll see you next time for whatever I decide to talk about next. So until then, you guys take care. Bye.
Hey man, get portable. Get a Game Gear Supersonic Sports Pack. A color portable Game Gear, carrying case, and 2 hit games. Sonic 2, and the Majors Pro Baseball. Whoa, you even save $50. The Game Gear Supersonic Sports Pack. You know who makes it.
Coffee? Tea?
Sega!